Good morning, boys and girls. It's Wednesday, May 13th, and we're going to continue our directed teaching lessons. Today we're focusing again on math and non-standard measurement. So I'm going to play the video. If you could just follow along.
Using paper clips to measure. Can you help me measure my pencil? Here's my problem. I wanted to figure out the length of my pencil using paper clips. I tried to measure correctly, but I kept getting different answers. Let me show you what I did. On my first try, I thought my pencil was 4 paper clips long. Do you see something wrong? On my second try, I thought my pencil was 6 paper clips long. Do you see something wrong here? On my third try, I thought the pencil was 4 paper clips long again. Do you see something I'm doing wrong? On my fourth try, I thought the pencil was 5 paper clips long. Do you see something wrong? Oh, I think I understand. So I have to make sure the paper clips go from the very beginning of the pencil to the very end. I have to put the paper clips in a straight line without overlapping. I have to put the paper clips end to end without leaving any gaps, and I have to use units that are all the same size. Okay, so I started at one end of the pencil and I went to the other. I went in a straight line without overlapping. I didn't leave any gaps in between the paper clips. And I used paper clips that were all the same size this time. I got it! The pencil is 5 paper clips long. Thanks for your help. I wonder if these rules would work for other units, like cubes, or counters, or blocks? What do you think?
All right, boys and girls, now I'm going to show you the slideshow. It's a short one. We're just going to go over what the video discussed. So again, non-standard measurement. They use paper clips. In the first slide that I have, we're going to use pennies. So the first rule is to make sure that you line up whatever it is your unit of measure is, whether it's pennies or paper clips or blocks, from end to end. So from the beginning end to the end of the fence. So first we have one. I'm going to line up the next one. After that, that was one of the things that she did, which was wrong, right? She said, can you see something wrong? She had them all lined up incorrectly. So you want to make sure end to end. Let's do this quickly. And we have an extra penny there, so it's going to move it down. Oops. Try to squeeze it over. It's kind of overlapping a little. All right, so if we're measuring it, I think I just made these a little bit too big, but we would make sure you would start at one end, move it over, and end at the other, and make sure they're nice and lined up. Oops, really particular today. Oh my goodness. All right, so you get the gist of it. So making sure that they are lined up end to end. Okay, the second rule, line the objects up without leaving gaps. So making sure there's no spaces in between each of the objects. Here we have a chalkboard and some post-its down here. So they look like boxes, but supposed to be post-its. So I'm gonna move that one over. We might not need it. So again, making sure we're not leaving gaps. So we're gonna make sure it's end to end and then make sure we don't leave any gaps. So whether you're using post-its or blocks or paper clips, pennies, any unit of measure, making sure you're not leaving any gaps. Oh, gonna need that post-it. Oops. I'm just trying to, I know you're getting the point of it, but I just wanted to be correct. So making sure they're lined up right near each other, not leaving gaps. And the last rule is to use units that are the same size. So here we're going to measure the length of this bicycle using the flowers. So you'd make sure that they are the same size. So these are all the same size. So again, end to end, make sure you're not leaving any gaps and make sure they are all the same size. If you use all different sizes, then you don't have an equal unit of measure there, right? So it's not going to come out correctly. Oops. Okay. All right, boys and girls, now I'm going to go into our Google Doc and show you what our lesson is for today. So we'll actually go into our Google Classroom. So again, click at the top on classwork. I'm going to scroll down to enrichment activities. Today's May 13th, 2020. It's Wednesday. I'm going to click on the assignment. It's going to be the first assignment at the top. Okay. So the resources and materials you will need there's a printable attached, or you could just have a piece of paper if you didn't have one, a printer at home. You can use a regular piece of paper, whiteboard, pencil or expo marker. So the things that you need, or the units of measure that you need that are the same size, some examples are cubes, Lego pieces, pennies, M&Ms, and a ruler with inches if you want for an extended lesson, okay? So here's the video. We just watched that. If you wanted to rewatch it, you could do that as well. Let me just scroll down. All right. So now you'll try with animal principle below and start from the black line to the end of the black line. So I'm going to show you the principle they're talking about. So here it is. You're going to start from the black end to the other. So this helps you to remember you need to measure from end to end. So that's what they would like you to do. Now, whatever it is, you might not be using cubes, even though it says cubes here. You could be using Lego pieces or M&Ms or pennies or paper clips. So whatever it is that you're using, you're just going to put the number in front of the cubes, even though they might not be cubes. And then the same idea here, you're just going to line it up from one end to the other, making sure there's no gaps, make sure they're all the same size. And then again, this is paper clips, but really whatever unit of measure, whatever materials you have at home, but make sure they're all the same. And then you're going to write what it is. This is just a reference sheet, so you don't have to use it. But if you needed it, if you need to remember part whole, or 10 frame, if you could use a 10 frame, or if you needed to use the number line or the 120 chart. Again, you don't have to use it, but it's there in case you might need it. All right, and then there's our ELA, your reading, and then your science lessons are below. But for this lesson, we're going to focus on math today. All right, so the extension here is the ruler. So you could also use a ruler to measure from end to end, making sure you're starting at the beginning. Now, sometimes in the ruler, it has a little bit of extra space, like if you're working with a wooden ruler like we would have at school. So just be careful that you're just lining it up where it starts at like the 0, okay? The first line that you see there, okay? All right, and then it says use sidewalk chalk in your driveway, practice measuring. So again, that's an extension. We always love to tell you to go outside. It is a beautiful day. If you don't have a sidewalk or a sidewalk chalk, you can always use a piece of paper, crayons, and markers. But, all right, boys and girls. Well, I'll see you at morning meeting, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. All right, see you soon.